a weird thing happened out in the woods, and I think I screwed up. I think I need some help. It started last week. I went for a walk in the woods, down a familiar path behind my house. I saw what looked like a deer trail, heading off to the right. Curious, I decided to see where it went. The day had been sunny, but as I went further down the deer trail, the air chilled. The forest grew quieter. I don't know how long I walked, but eventually the path ended in a small clearing. The forest around me was silent. There was a mound sitting in the middle of the clearing. As I got closer, I could see what looked like a stone slab covered in ferns and moss. I walked closer and started clearing the foliage from it. A smooth slab lay underneath, raised up on a platform that looked like it had been carved from a larger boulder. Had this always been here? Where did it come from? I'd been playing in these woods since I was a child. How had I missed this? I cleared it off completely, and an unsettling feeling settled within me. The sides had weird markings etched into the stone, worn away with time. I couldn't quite make them out, but they looked like crude symbols. I ran my hand across the smooth surface. It almost felt warm. The foliage must have kept it protected from the chill of the evening. The forest grew darker when I realized I'd been out for a long time, longer than I had intended. I made my way back home in a daze, confused and unsettled. Over the next week, I couldn't stop thinking about the clearing, the odd stone slab. I'd find myself drifting during the day, not able to focus on the tasks at hand. After my last meeting of the day on Friday, I looked down at my notes and saw rough drawings of the carvings that ran around the stone table. Was it a table? Who put it out there? I swore I had been writing notes about whatever Jeff was saying. What was he saying? What was that meeting about? I think I blanked on the entire thing. I decided this was ridiculous. I'd go out, check it all out again, maybe take some pictures of the symbols, and see if I could find any history about it in the area. I'd set out in the morning. That night, my dreams were filled with vague shadows and the stone table. There were items set out on it, not dinnerware, but a candle, a large ornate knife. There was blood smeared across the smooth surface, seeming seeping into the stone. Weird dreams, but it made sense. I'd been thinking about it all week. I'd go and find out more and put this all to rest, be able to focus again. That morning, I set out with a full charge on my phone and a backpack with snacks and water. I walked down the familiar path, the comforting sounds of the forest around me. I found the deer trail quickly, and my excitement grew. I didn't really notice that the forest grew quieter. I didn't notice how the trees seemed to invite me in, beckoning me forward. I saw it. The slab seemed to shine, dark and inviting. I set down my pack and approached it, taking pictures of all sides of the altar. Was it an altar? It felt like an altar. Who was it an altar to? My curiosity and burning desire to know more about this anomaly, this thorn in the woods I thought I knew, grew as the questions filled my mind. I sat in front of it, running my fingers across the carved symbols. Who had carved them? It looks like it had taken someone so much time, so much effort to carve these into the stone. Why did they do it? I grabbed my backpack to get some water, wondering what else I could learn, or if I needed to take all this information and head back to see if I could learn what the symbols meant, find out who was behind it. The altar didn't look like it was new. It looked like it had been here for decades, centuries, who knows, but the top was unnaturally smooth. My hand, searching for the water within my pack, grabbed something cold. But not my water. I pulled out a knife. Confused, I stared for a moment. I don't think I packed a knife. Water, yes. Snacks, also yes. But I didn't pack a knife. It was obviously my own kitchen knife, but I swear I didn't put it in my backpack. Why would I bring a knife? I searched the backpack. I had also apparently packed one of the stored Christmas candles and a lighter from the junk drawer. My dream flashed before me. The candle, the altar, the knife, the blood seeping into the smooth altar. With trembling hands, I placed the candle on the altar. I lit it carefully with the lighter, afraid that a rouge wind would blow it out. I watched myself with morbid fascination, stop for a moment and stare at the lit candle, gently grabbing the knife, only returning to myself as the pain of slicing open my palm shocked my system. I cried out, dropping the knife and gabbing my hand. The blood ran down, a trickle at first, but crowing, running down my arm and dripping off my elbow. The crimson drops fell onto the altar as I stared in confusion and wonder. Tentatively, I placed my blooded hand down onto the altar. I felt the warmth emanating from it as my hand met the smooth surface. I slid my hand across it. The movement felt heavy, like the altar was drawing me into it. The smear of crimson behind my hand started to seep into the stone altar. Fascinated, I paused and watched as it absorbed my blood, absorbed me into it. I felt a warmth spread through my body, not unpleasant, comforting, loving. It settled into me, like a missing piece locking into place. I woke up the next day in bed. I don't know how or when I got home. I feel lighter. Everything seems more sharp, a little brighter. My hand doesn't have a gash on it. There is no scab. But I have a small symbol I don't recognize. It looks like a tattoo that showed up on my chest. It doesn't look fresh. It looks like I got it years ago. Slightly faded, and the edges are partially blurred. I know I didn't have this yesterday. I thought at first it might be a dream, but when I checked my phone, all the pictures are still there. I definitely went out there. I matched up my newfound tattoo with one of the symbols carved into the altar. What did I do? I don't know what any of this means. I don't know why I smeared my blood on this altar. I'm confused, but not scared. I should be scared, I know this, but the warmth inside brings me a weird sense of peace. I don't know what to do with that. Please help.